everybody. Woo! Are you ready for readings? I'm so ready for readings. I'm so excited to be with you. And I hope you enjoyed our Mabon ceremony last night. It was so nice to have some of you there. And yeah, super grateful for you. So welcome in. Today, I was really listening to my spirit guides. And what's funny is I'm chatting with Hay House about my next book, actually. And so when I pulled this deck out today, my intuition was guiding me. I'm like, well, that's interesting. It's a Louise Hay deck. So that seems like a good omen. How are you today? How's everything going? How are you feeling? I hope that everything is just lovely where you are. You did your ceremony today. I had so much fun last night. I was like, the theme is rewilding with Artemis. I was like, I'm going to completely go into my wild. And that's what I did. And I've been feeling it all the way through the night last night and all the way through this morning. Yay! That blend you made you balm. There's a lot of energy there. Hi, Jake. How are you? It's great to see you, too. I'm happy to be here. Smudgy is here with me today because I have people working on my house right now, so he has to stay in here with me because all the doors in the rest of the house are open and he likes to escape. So he's going to be with us today. Is it gorgeous in South Carolina? Yeah, I bet you it is gorgeous in South Carolina today. I was having fun, and I have to tell you, between focusing on my next book and opening up last night and doing a little dancing meditation this morning, like, I've been feeling more myself than I've felt in the last month. So I'm glad you guys are feeling good too. All right. So I'm going to ask my guides to help me open and be a good, clear channel for wisdom and information to come through. I'm going to ask your guides to grant me access to your field. And let's see what wants to come through for you today. Right, Smudgy? You gonna come sit with me? What are you gonna do, Mudgy? I did. I did my little dancing. I took a video and I was like, I'm gonna post that today just to get people kind of moving in their body. That song is by Yaima, and it's called Odonata. And I've been listening to it for the last couple of weeks, and every time I turn it on, I'm just like, brings me back to my center. So I'm feeling really good today. All right, let's see. Carolyn's got pumpkin curry in the Instant Pot. Come on, girl. Woo! Okay. Let's see where I'm going here. Miss Jade. Hi, Miss Jade. She says, hello, beauty. I had surgery last week for tubal ligation. Yeah, that is no joke. If you're feeling called, it's been an emotional week. I bet you it has. Let's see what's coming up for you, Jade. I'm glad you're okay. Tubal ligation is very serious. My first love, his mom had tubal ligation after he was born. This is my first love. And we almost lost her, during that procedure. So I'm really glad you're okay. So Jade, let's see what's coming up for you around your health and anything Jade needs to know right now that she's not already aware of. What do we need to tell her today? Jade. As I throw cards out of the deck. This is a great card in general, but I like this for you because when we're in a period where we're having health challenges, we often feel like everything is harder. When I was going through my MS crisis, which was the biggest health challenge of my adult life, not the only one, but definitely the biggest one, I kind of felt like everything was hard. That feels good, doesn't it? I choose to live with ease. And it says, life does not have to be as difficult as you sometimes make it. Complete the sentence. One way I could let my life be easier is. What's one way that you could let your life be easier? Have you already dialogued with this procedure? I know that sounds funny. I remember the first time, and we're going to do a little bit of this today during class, Jade. So if you can come to session 3 today, I know not everybody can come to every class, and I don't expect everybody to be at every class. Let me back up and say this. Soul Shift is not like a college class. I taught college for a long time. In college classes, you have to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon, and if you miss one class, you get a pass. If you miss 2, they lower your grade. If you miss 3, you can get kicked out. That's university. Soul Shift is not that. I never liked it when I was a university professor either, because I would have students who had challenges, and it's like, if they miss 3 classes, they can't pass it. Like, is it what? The way I teach Soul Shift, and so, because sometimes you guys will say, oh, I'm sorry I'm late, or, oh, I couldn't do last month's classes, so I'm catching up now, so sorry, and it's like, you're doing it at your own pace, which is how I designed it. And in fact, you're not meant to do every class in order of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Sometimes the first class should come and then you should do the 4th class and then go back to the 2nd class and do the 9th class and then come back to the 3rd class, because that's how your life is as opposed to other people, right? So the way I teach Soul Shift is you do it on your time in your way, and I just trust that the wisdom gets to you in the way it needs to. When I sat down and gave my MS a voice to talk to me about what it was here to teach me, it shocked me. First of all, doing that allowed me to say to MS that I see it and that I understand it's a teacher. And that if I can figure out what its lessons are, then maybe I can move through it with greater ease, instead of resisting it and going, I don't want this, why is this happening to me, all the things that we do. I would love to know if you gave a voice to your ligation and asked it, what are you showing me? What would I have to tell you? And even if I'm not reading for you, like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like the challenges in your life, what are they teaching you? Right? Like Lauren Conway is looking to make a career change. What are your challenges in your current career showing you? Because if we don't internalize those messages, then we're going to choose another career that sets us up for another obstacle, and we don't make the progress, right? What's the pathway to greater ease for you? What is this career challenge, this health challenge, this relationship challenge, this emotional challenge? This is why I say when I read for one, I kind of read for all. And I totally get like putting your comment next that you want a reading. And I'll read for as many as I can today. But if you're facing a challenge right now, then what I just said is relevant to you. What's it showing you? What's it teaching you, right? I had to do this with Mom's death, right? Like, what's her death teaching me? Her death is teaching me that I'm ready to be in her place. I'm ready to be the matriarch of my family. I'm the oldest female now, right? Like, it's teaching me that I'm ready. Well, that's a real different message, right? We have to look at every single thing in our lives and ask ourselves, what are you teaching me? It wouldn't be happening to you if it wasn't a lesson. And as soon as you get the lesson, it's like the whole thing rolls up and disappears, usually in my experience. When you go, what are you teaching me? Because 9 times out of 10, instead of saying, what are you teaching me? We go, I don't want this. Get it away from me, make it stop. This is awful. I don't want to experience this. And we push down and push out and push away. And the universe goes, she's not listening. She's not getting it, right? Yeah, so like Lauren just said, I'm learning that I need to work in a career where I'm respected and I'm valued and I'm not micromanaged. Okay, so then what does that look like? And then you get your next question. So, universe, bring me an environment where I am respected and valued and not micromanaged. Right, and you're asking that request and that question at exactly the right time, because now we're going to move into Samhain, which is the end of one year, the beginning of the next, in the next 30 days, right? And then we're going to be shown, okay, this is what needs to happen in the year ahead. Smudgy's just like bathing himself in the background. But you have to ignore that for a minute. Oh, thank you for that, Stacy. Well, it's all connected. You know what I mean? Like the classes, the readings, at least from my perspective, as the person who's designing your classes with intention, it's all connected. I see things in the readings that come up that are related to class content. I can already see how some of you need tonight's class. So it's a reminder to come if you can, and if you can't come, to watch it later. You know what I mean? Because again, I'm not tracking you. At the end of the year, I go into the system to make sure you've been to every class to give you your certificate, but I'm not tracking when that happens. So if you need to watch September's classes in November, and November's classes in December, and February's classes in April, and April's classes in September, like I don't have any problem with that. That's probably how I would do it too. Okay. Oh, I see you, Breezy. So Stephanie G says, I hardly ever get to make it to the live reading, so this is a treat today. Well, let's do a reading. Are you ready? Would you like a reading? Make sure you let me know, Stephanie, and if you do want a reading, I'll come back to you. Keep me posted on Stephanie G if she comments back. I do need permission to do readings for you. Let's see. I'm going back up in the feed. Rebecca Ferrer says, I would love a reading. Been going through a rough patch. I need some guidance. Let's see what's going on for Rebecca. Rebecca. What does Rebecca need to know right now in her life and on her path that she doesn't know today? This was the point of my post yesterday. I dedicate today to love. Notice how wonderful life can be when we approach each day with an attitude of love. What does love look like today, Rebecca? What I'm getting for you intuitively is that rough patches, the definition of a rough patch is a patch where you're separate from love. So it's time to reconnect with love. What does that look like to you? What I've discovered, Rebecca, in my path, for what it's worth, is the deepest love that I can experience is the love of my higher self. Because my higher self has seen me through all the human lifetimes. And it has a lot of compassion for me. Because it's seen me win, and it's seen me lose, and it's seen me live, and it's seen me die, and it's seen me love, and it's seen me feeling the opposite of love. So that feels right for you. It's like, get back to love. If you're in a rough patch, you've separated from love. We can't have a rough patch when we're in love. And I don't mean in love with a person. I mean in the state of love. Love is, English is a really, if English is your only language, if you don't know any other languages other than English, that's okay. But what I'm going to tell you is English, of all the languages that are alive today, is the most one-dimensional language there is. Every other language other than English has more words to describe the indescribable. In Greek, there are half a dozen types of love. There's the love for a mother and her child. There's the love of a sister to a brother. There's the love of friends. There's the love of your community. There's the love of your spirit. And those are all different words. And then we get to English and we're like, I love you. And it's like, what does that mean? Is that me to you? Is that you to your parent? Is that you to your child? Is that you between you and your God? Is that between like you and your siblings? Because in Greek, we wouldn't say just I love you. We would be very specific about the kinds of love that are there. So I'm not saying to learn another language. Some people are not excited about that. But I do want you to be aware English is very one-dimensional. It doesn't have layers and it doesn't have depth. And so it leaves us kind of longing for a different way to communicate our deeper emotions, which is why sometimes we feel more through music or poetry or other languages than English. Smudgy's on my bed now. Let's see if I can show you. Can you see him? There you are, Medgy. You're so handsome. Look at you. You're so handsome. Oh, yeah. He's looking out. He's just off camera. Yeah, so anyway, if you speak Spanish or Portuguese or Japanese, then you have other words that the rest of us don't have. How's it going? It's great to see you. Okay. This is his room. I just rented from him. Okay. Let's see. Mackenzie Arts. I would love a reading. My aunt is here with me. I just did a reading for her. Is there anything else that I could do for her right now? Hi, Mackenzie. Let me feel into that for you. Let's see. Mackenzie. What else does she need to know for her aunt? Your aunt is looking for something. You don't have to try and give it to her. It's old what she's looking for. It's ancestral. But your conversations will help. You're doing exactly what you feel called to do. And you're doing this. You're expressing your love. Be a friend to someone today. Help them to see by your actions that life loves them. Be present. That's what I'm getting. Presence. Presence is a gift. I always think of like when we talk about presents, like things that we buy people, that the most important gift we give people is our actual living presence. Your presence is enough. But help her to see that life loves her, that life is living itself through her. Yeah. There's a lot of love energy this week, don't you think? Okay. You're so welcome, Rebecca. I'm glad that resonated with you. Okay. Melissa, where are you? There you are. Melissa says, I'll be going into a new journey soon. Would welcome insights or guidance for wise decisions. Let's see what's coming up for you, Melissa. Wise decisions. Self-doubt is the only thing you need to be aware of. Because whenever you're afraid, remember this: only love is real. Let love bless you, guide you, and inspire you. Maybe that's all you need to know. Wise decisions are guided by love, right? When we make a decision and we ask, what would love want us to do? And we come up with an answer, we always know it's right. Right? What would love want us to do? And so for you, let me say this though. Love, the last university class I taught to my doctoral students was called Love and Leadership. And everybody thought, oh, this is going to be a super easy class because love, like I know love, right? What are you guys going to teach us? They all at the end of the class ended up saying it was the hardest class that they ever took from me or anybody else, because love isn't easy. And love isn't, it's we all know love, and yet we don't know it. Because love demands us to be a higher, brighter, stronger, clearer version of ourselves. So love is not automatic. Love has to be filtered through this human lens of what love actually is. And that's why I'm saying, the Greeks had a lot of different names for love. There was the love I have for you as a teacher. There's the love you have for me as a teacher. There's the love I have for you as your sister, which you can also have for me as my brother or sister. But then there's kinds of love that you can't give to me, because you're not my child, because you're not my partner. You know what I mean? So like the Greeks would say, well, I can give you X, Y, and Z type of love, but I can't give you A, B, and C type of love because we're not in those roles together. And so it's this interesting concept about how complicated love really is, and making sure we move through the complexity of love, right? Love is all you need, but everybody's going to teach you a different version of it. Everybody's going to teach you a different version. Your kids are going to teach you a version. Your nieces and nephews are going to teach you a version. The neighbors are going to teach you a version. Nature is going to teach you a version. The partner is going to teach you a version. And each one of those versions is going to be sung in a different key or chord. You know what I mean? So slowly but surely your soul goes, okay, so I think I know what all the different versions are now, right? Chelsea Dennis said, I would love a reading. I feel like there's a message. I would like to know what's going on in the spirit realm for me. Let's take a look and see what's coming up for Chelsea. Chelsea. What's coming up for her in the spirit realm around messages, wisdom, information, insight? What does Chelsea need to know? I open my mind and I say yes to life. Life is inviting you to a whole new level of happiness, healing, prosperity, success, and love. Say yes. We get kind of jaded, we stop trusting at a certain point because of our experiences. And then we start going, well, maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe this isn't real. Maybe I'm not, maybe I should wait. Maybe somebody else is going to do it. But I'm feeling like there's a timing issue for you, Chelsea. That's what the guides are saying. It's time. to follow and to trust, right? And to say yes without filtering or questioning or doubting or like, am I ready? Is this the right person? Should I wait for the next thing? Maybe it's better. And instead just saying yes to what's in front of you right now. I like that. It's a good one, isn't it? Thank you, Chelsea, for calling it forward. Ooh. All right, Circe Mac. Any guidance from Spirit on what I can do to help this girl process the trauma that's surfacing? Anything more I can do, or messages? Let's see. Circe. I only have a read for you, so just so you know, I can't read for other people. I don't have their permission. But I feel like this is for you, to help you know what to do right now with this time and this energy that's around you. So Circe. What do you need to know right now? I am willing to let love in. Open your arms wide and say, I am willing to let love in. It is safe to let love in, and repeat that 3 times. So let's say it again. I am willing to let love in. It is safe to let love in. And one more time. I am willing to let love in. It is safe to let love in. And that is what she needs. What happens when we let love in? Feels so good, right? It's like it all comes and it's so big and it's so beautiful. How many times have you let love in? I've let love in a lot of times. And then love comes in and we're like, something happens and we get hurt. So then we're like, I'm never doing that again. My heart is on timeout, right? Or we've been through trauma and we're like, I can't trust anybody anymore. It's too late for me, right? I'm not doing that anymore. And yet, the whole human experiment is to figure out how to keep letting love in. Even though you're afraid, you've been burned, you've been traumatized, it's too much, you're not sure, people are people, all those things. The work of being alive is to continue to say, I will try again. What's the alternative? It's pretty cold, the alternative. Isn't it? This is where the plant teachers are so helpful. Because they teach you without having to teach you that this is what you have to do. It's like they bypass the conscious roadblocks that we put up, because part of us doesn't want to hear this because it's hard. So the plant teachers kind of work past those conscious roadblocks so that you can't even throw up that, that obstacle. Yeah. Aww. Zoe's here. Hi, Zoe. She says, hi, Athena, can I please have a read? It is very late your time. I always say that to you, Zoe, because you're across the planet from us, but I'm so happy you're here. So this is for Zoe, who's here at bedtime for a reading, and I'm so happy to read for you. All right, spirit guides, what do we have for our girl? The word that came to me was faith for you. There's 2 types of people in this world, for me, because I can really put people in two buckets with what I'm going to tell you. One type of person really believes that this universe is loving and generous and abundant and on their side. And so that kind of person, no matter what happens, they're like, yeah, it'll be okay. You know what I mean? Next time I'll figure it out. Next time will be better. I'll try again. And then there's the other kind of people who really don't believe that to be true. It's almost like they're too far gone and they don't think this universe is fair or loving or tender or delicate. They've had too many experiences to the contrary and they're like, I just don't believe that. Yeah. And what I try to remind people is I do think this is true. Even in the hardest moments of my life, I have still believed that this universe is utterly benevolent. We're going to have tough experiences because that's sometimes how we learn. Because we're human. We're hard-headed. But I do think that abundance is always trying to reach you. And sometimes it comes in really sweet ways, you know, that are just here to inspire you and delight you and rekindle your faith in what's possible. So if there was one piece of advice I would give to people in life, it would be try to believe in the greatest possible good. I've seen enough of it to know it's true. And then when you have a hard time or a hard spell or the universe throws something at you that's so off, you'll be able to give that moment some space without losing all of your faith, right? If you have fundamental trust in the universe, those moments won't throw you off course in quite the same way, because they will come. All right, Kaz says, I'm booked in to have my first Pfizer shot in a week. I'm still quite nervous about it. Would you have any guidance for me? I'm not going to give you Athena guidance because obviously I have a lot to say on the subject. I am one of the most educated civilians on COVID vaccines because I've spent so many hours on the phone with doctors and researchers before I made my decision. So, and I'm always here as your sister to give you whatever I know to help you. But let's look energetically. I don't think you're asking me for my technical input. So let's look energetically at what's coming up for cows. I like this as the card for you. I practice loving kindness toward myself, or toward everyone, including myself. Are you as kind to yourself as you are to others? Finish this thought. One way I can be kinder to myself is ... You know, I stopped giving my opinions, my personal opinions on vaccines and such, because I don't think people really want anyone's personal opinion. So I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. So I don't spend that much time on it. But what I will say is, you can imagine your body as reaching its optimal vibrational level. In which case, even if you're worried about getting a vaccine, your body would receive that vaccine in the highest vibrational way. And if you believe in vibrations, then that makes the process seamless, right? That makes it easy. Because if you believe in your body, then you know that your body is designed to heal itself from anything, virtually anything. The body can heal itself from almost anything. Every tissue, every organ in your body is designed to actually completely regenerate itself. You have to really try to harm your body. um, because your body has this desire to reach homeostasis and balance and healing. It's definitely what your body's trying to do. So when I see people worried about vaccines, what that tells me is they don't trust their body to receive that medication in a good, clear, clean, high vibrational way. And then that's a process of energy work. You know what I mean? Your body's ready to receive this in a good way. And so just aligning and attuning yourself to that frequency. Yeah. Yeah, oh. This is very important for you right now. He's covering his face. He doesn't have anything else to say to us right now. Are you tired, Muchie? You're still very handsome, even when you cover your face. Yeah. I've had every vaccine that Big Pharma's put out there, because in the US you have to. I've had measles and mumps and whooping cough, and I mean, these vaccines are actually safer than all of those things that we took as kids. But, you know, I mean, people will make money and get attention by saying that they're not. So I totally get it. But yeah, so I hope that helps you. Yeah. What's happening in my world, just so you know, is a lot of people who didn't want to get a vaccine have now gotten COVID, and they're really struggling with short and long-term effects of that. And now they're getting vaccinated, and it's like, so now they have had to get COVID and get a vaccine versus just getting a vaccine and not COVID. So I'm not one to really advise you or tell you what to do, but yeah, you know, yeah. I had my vaccine 6 months ago, and I still have 2 hands and 2 feet and 1 head. Let's see. Okay, where am I going now, Spirit? Terry Colares, I would love a reading. If you could enlighten me on my situation at work, will I be able to catch up? Instantly, Terry, I heard yes. Just to give you a quick reaction, it was immediate. Like, the guys were like, tell her yes. You'll be fine. Why are you worried? You'll be fine. Let's see what the cards have to say. Terry. You needed this time. I'm like channeling without even looking at the cards. I will pull a card for you. You needed this time. So just trust that it was right for you to have the time. It was important for you. Terry. You're taking care of yourself. Look at those blueberries. Those blueberries are like, you needed this. Now this card's about food. But don't look at the food part, because the guides are like, it's not about food. You know better than anyone else what is best for you. You do. You're going to be fine. You're going to catch up faster than you thought. Don't let other people's expectations of you impact your opinion of what's good for you or how long you need. Yeah. Michelle, people might be talking about COVID because I was talking about the vaccine because I was reading for someone about it. So I don't know if that is bothering you. I normally don't talk about it, but since it came up in a reading, I went and shared a few additional thoughts. But we are segueing now, but I just don't want you to be upset. It's not something that I spend a lot of time talking about, but if you're seeing comments in the feed, it might be because I was talking about it. You know what I mean? Which is rare. Because I'm not here to convince people to do anything, but sometimes people do come to me because I'm in the public eye and they know I've been vaccinated and I'm getting ready for my booster, and they want to hear my 2 cents on it, Michelle. So anyway, I hope that's okay with you too. Jax, I would love a reading. You're so welcome. Let me see what's coming up for you, Jax. Oh, okay. I didn't know, Michelle, so I didn't know if you were referring to my comments or the feed. Sometimes people really want to hear what I think, though, and I'm going to tell you something, though. Can I just say one more thing about this? My intuition is, at some point, COVID is going to be so widespread because people didn't get vaccinated early that I don't know if it's going to matter that much, whether you're vaccinated or not. It could be deadly for me, which is why I'm taking all the precautions that I am, but at some point I don't know if we're going to be able to avoid it because we never reached herd immunity early enough. So if you ever wonder, like, why doesn't Athena tell people to get vaccinated, I think it's too late. But that's just my own personal 2 cents, and because I don't talk about it publicly, you know, I think we're in a real pickle now, and we'll have to see what the universe does with where we are. But you'll never see me out there going, everybody should get vaccinated, because I think the time for that was probably 6 months ago. And because not enough people did, at this point, I don't know that it matters. But I could be wrong. So if you're needing to get it, or I don't think the vaccine is dangerous, I just think it's too little too late, if that makes sense. So I'm not out there advocating just because I think it's too late. But do I think it's a terrible thing to take care of yourself? No, I think we should do what we can to take care of ourselves. All right, Jax. Jax. Let's see what's coming up for you in the cards. This is a great one. Forgiveness is huge because forgiveness has a vibration. Can you see me? The camera doesn't want to focus sometimes. There we go. Forgiveness has its own vibration. And forgiveness is like a dry eraser. Forgiveness goes through and it patches up a lot of wounds in the auric field. I one time had an experience in a journey, Jax, relative to this card for you. I really did, where I asked to see in this journey what forgiveness did to the soul. Because you know me, I'm kind of like a skeptic. So I was like, all right, ayahuasca, show me what forgiveness does. And I was shown a soul that had all of these kind of like black kind of like density, like places where the energy had gathered, if that makes sense. I was shown that in ayahuasca. And I was shown how forgiveness goes through and it's like patches, like it patches and heals all the places in the aura where the energy is blocked or really dense. And I finally felt like this is why we have to forgive, because we go around through life with all these holes in our aura. And as we forgive and offer forgiveness and receive forgiveness from people, each one of those little holes or little tears goes through and it gets healed. And so I think this is a really powerful message. I'm glad Jax asked for a reading because I feel like this card is for more than just Jax. I feel like this might be for you too. So forgiveness is a gift to you. It allows you to release the past. So go to your mirror and say, I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. I forgive the past. And when you do that, right, it goes through and it literally it's like putting patches on your old jeans. It like covers up all the holes. And it heals everything, right? Like Delene put it beautifully. Forgiveness equals freedom. It's like, if I can forgive, and I'll tell you something, who's the hardest person to forgive? I can forgive you for anything. I really can. My mom used to say, Athena, I don't understand you. because you will forgive anyone for anything at any time. And I will. You could walk up to me right now and go, I just think you suck and I don't like you and you suck. And I would literally turn around and go, I forgive you. But if I do something wrong, I can't forgive myself. I will hold on to it. I will stew over it. I'll cry over it. I will fall apart over it. But you, I'll forgive you for anything, right? It's you, when you fuck up, when you fall short, when you don't do what you're supposed to do. That's where it gets really hard. I can forgive anybody else for anything else that they do or say or feel or... So meditate on that too. Because I would imagine in your life, and Jax, again, I think you pulled this card for other people. It's probably not you. It's probably not other people who need forgiveness. It's probably you. And so how do we turn that lens of forgiveness back on ourselves to be able to receive that? All right, Tara Winter says, hi, Tara. She said, I love a reading on health. What am I not moving through? And what am I moving through as far as blockages? And am I feeling a cycle, finishing a cycle? It feels like it. And Tara, let's see. So what are you moving through? And what are you not moving through as far as blockages? So Tara, let's ask about that. What does she need to see around blockages? What a sweet card. Doesn't really answer your question. It's a good card. Kind of reminds me of you. Look in that little one's eye. Because I've met Tara in person before. Kind of reminds me of you. A little fire in your spirit. Right? Be the presence of love. Let the spirit of love flow through you. Be the presence of love. Now let me ask those spirit guides, what's going on with cycles? There is a cycle. It's not a major cycle that you're completing. Guides say you know this. It's not a major cycle. It's not like Saturn, right? Like this is not the biggest cycle that you'll complete. But there is something. One of your lessons that you came here to learn is being finished now, part of your contract. It's been really hard. It's been the last 3 to 5 years. What would that be? 2019, 18. Between 2016 and 2018, this cycle started. It's concluding now, December-ish of 2021. Yeah, it's a full 3 to 5 year cycle. And this is one of your past life lessons that you came in to understand and complete. They're showing me a lot. Let me try to condense it for you. This has disrupted, this cycle has been a series of lessons around work and relationships and family. It's like it's impacted everything the guides are saying. You may come out of it feeling a little lonely, they're saying, but you're not alone. And in fact, you're stronger than you were before the cycle began. But you may find that your sense of purpose has shifted. And what you're ultimately going to do after December may be different than what you imagined. But trust the process. Because your relationships will be cleaner now than they were before this cycle began. You had to clear out some people. Yeah. You had to clear out some stuff, and that's okay, right? And there's a grieving that goes with that, Tara, because I've been through the same thing a couple of times. And there's a grieving that comes with that because we don't want to let go of people. The human part of us is like, why do I have to let go of people or things or experiences? But You know what I mean? Like those energies were not going to get you from here to there. They got you a certain part of the way, but to get from, because January of 2022 to August of 2022, February, March, April, May, June, July, 8 months. So end of August towards September of next year is a different, there's going to be new people coming in, new energies, new experiences, right? All of that is coming. Feels good, doesn't it? So just stay open. Yeah, just stay open to that. Okay, where am I going now, Spirit? Hold on. Namaste, Nancy. Spirit is like, keep going, keep going, keep going. She says, I'm late, but I finally made it to a live reading. Would love one if you're calm. Hi, Nancy. Namaste, Nancy. I see the divine in you. So Nancy, what does she need to know today that isn't clear yet? It's been the word of the day, Nancy. Doesn't surprise me it's coming up for you. Trust. I can do it. I can do this. In times of trouble, remember this. This is one of my favorite mantras too. Who you think you are cannot handle this challenge. But who you really are can and will. Your ego is like this. It's like falls apart. But your soul doesn't. So it's about learning who you really are and not who you think you are. The next year for you is going to show you who you really are. You're going to have some challenging experiences between now and this time next year. No, sugarcoating that. But they're all in service of your learning and your growth, and you're ready for them. Yeah. So rest in your power, you know what I mean? I am getting the message to tell you, get your support network together. Make sure you know who you want to turn to. I don't know if this resonates with you, Nancy, but in my life, I have kind of, those nesting dolls, those Russian dolls, where there's a little one and then there's another doll over it, and there's another doll over it, and there's another doll over it. Very few people in my life, I've learned, can really handle everything, right? They have a limit, you know what I mean, of what I can give them before they kind of fall over. I've learned that my mom was probably the only person I could give everything to, and she would never fall over. But I have some people in my life where I can give them a lot and they get it. But they can also give me a lot and I can hold it for them too. But I have some people in my life, the minute I tell them something hard, right, it's like they just kind of keel over. So I'm very good at knowing in my life, when something happens to me, I kind of know who I can go to with it and who I can't. Just based on like, but is it gonna turn them upside down, or are they a steel magnolia? So sort out who the steel magnolias are in your life. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't have a lot of them, but they are steel magnolias. They'll go to the mat. You know what I mean? My husband can hold all of me, but he's not always as soft as I need, right? because part of him holding all of me is that he's made of steel, right? So it's like sometimes I need a little bit of a hug. Like when something hard happens, I need to land a little softer than that. And so I will be the first to tell you, I have to have steel magnolias that are women. I am not that person who gives everything to my husband to hold. I don't withhold anything from him. I always tell him what's going on, but he's not the main one I go to when I need this. When I need to lean in and I have to have a little softness, I know where I can go for that. My pillows, I call them. He's not my pillow, he's my rock. So if I go to him and I want extreme sympathy while he's holding me, he's not going to have that for me. But he'll hold it, and I can go elsewhere for my pillows. Because sometimes I need soft, if that makes sense. But I also think part of the reason why my marriage works is that I don't expect my husband to be my rock and my pillow at the same time. I know who he is and what he's capable of giving me, and I trust him implicitly. But I need somebody with big boobs who I can like fall into their lap and lay. Who's just gonna like take me and put me in there and just hold me, you know what I mean? Without like having to fix it or solve it, or you know what I mean? Like I have to have that too. And he's not that, but God bless him because he's a real good rock. He does have a Pisces moon, Melissa, but it's buried under a Virgo sun and a Virgo rising and Venus in Virgo, and I mean on and on and on and on. I just need boobs and maybe a soft belly where I can go like that. Yeah. I need that. And you may not need that, but I do. So I make sure I've got some boobs and bellies in my life where I can just go, and crash into them, right? Well, I'm kind of boobs and belly for you. I'm far away, but you can put your little head right here, and I will squish you in. You know? I'm glad you understand that, because it's like, I love having a good masculine rock, but I also need a really soft, feminine kind of like pillow space too. Squishy, squishy. Yeah, well, we often are that for each other. It's really true. Because I don't always need it to be in person, but I have to know it's there, where I can just go, I'm a mess and I just need you to squish me without questioning it, right? It's like, okay, I'll squish you till you're ready. Right? Yeah. All right, you ready for the collective read? That's right, I'll put you right here. But you know, you understand what I'm talking about. We need both. We need somebody who's an absolute rock, and then we need somebody who's just going to put their arms around you and go, you don't have to say a thing. I'm just going to hold you till you're done. So let's do a collective read. This is for you if you're here right now. This is for you if you're going to see this later. This is for everybody who's watching now. Soul shift, soul shift, soul shift. A card to guide us through our third week and our journey today, right? Yeah, it's like, listen, I got boobs for days. And tuck you right in there. So what does the collective need to know for this third week into our work of September on the throat chakra and expression and communication and understanding and wisdom and soul shift, soul shift, soul shift. What do we need to know right now? This can clear you up. Do you see him right now? He has his little arms crossed like he's tucking you in there. He doesn't have boobs, but you know, he's doing the best he can. He's a compassionate cat. Okay, this is the card. You ready? I am flourishing. I don't know, that looks like a bathroom sign, Rhonda. He's very comfortable. He literally has his paws out like this, like he's going to hold you. So it says, Now this is a card about abundance. Imagine your income expanding easily and effortlessly. Trust that all your material needs are being met by the universe. The mantra is, I am flourishing. Let's tattoo that to our forehead today. I am flourishing. I like that for us as our collective card. But you know what? If we take out the first sentence and we take out the word material, trust that all your needs are being met by the universe. It kind of matches with everything else we've been talking about today, right? Everything you need is already on order. The universe has already put the order in with the kitchen. So do you trust that all your needs are being met? Furry friends, boobs. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, is that for you, Emily? Arduino, I like that. Yeah, you're flourishing and all your needs are being met. Your emotional needs, your physical needs, your mental needs, your physical needs, right? He set up for that. Did you see it? Are you flourishing, Smudgy? It's like, I am. All my needs are being met. I cleaned his litter box today and I fed him twice already, so honestly, his needs are being met. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? I am flourishing. That should be your screensaver. I named the peacock. What did I name him? I'm trying to remember. Joseph, I think. Isn't he Joseph? Having a hard time remembering now because so much has happened since he was done. I think I ended up naming him Joseph, which is kind of what I name most birds. And the kids pointed that out. They're like, you know, Mom, you name every bird Joseph. And I'm like, oh, I really like that name. It's just a good bird name. It was good today, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sending all the love to you guys. I really am. This is such a challenging time to be here on this planet, and what I keep getting as I navigate these issues that we're all facing, right? Like COVID and vaccines and relationships and abundance and prosperity and health and love and all these things, is be okay with everybody else's choices and be okay with your choices too, and trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Anybody who loves you is not going to judge you because you make a decision that's different from theirs. Anybody who really loves you, like think about parental love, right? Like my love for you, like you could make a choice that isn't the same choice I make. It wouldn't change how I feel about you. I might go, well, I wish that she would make a different choice, or I wish they would do something different, but it's not going to change how I feel about you. Anybody who really loves you is not going to change their opinion about you because of a choice that you make. So do what's right and best for you, and first and foremost, always listen to your intuition. It's not going to guide you astray. It has been the guiding force for you this whole time. So trust it above any human wisdom or human input, because the longer I live, the more I know that to be true. There's something in you that knows what's right for you, and ultimately what's going to lead you toward your greatest health and prosperity. And so when you trust somebody else's wisdom over your own, that's when you get into trouble. So check it inside. You know what I mean? And then you don't have to explain anything to anybody. When I make choices, I always tell people, well, you know what? I trusted my intuition. It's never led me astray. And so I'm going to keep doing that. Most people are not going to say anything in response to that because they know it's true deep down, that when they trust their intuition, they usually make the right choices for themselves. Yeah, and that's right. Lizette said they won't pressure you, they won't berate you, right? they're just not going to do that if they're really coming from a place of love. They might be disappointed in the choice that you make, but it's not going to change how they feel about you. My kids do something that disappoints me every day. I still love them to the moon and back, right? So it's like people who really love you, that love isn't going to change because you do something that they don't agree with, right? Well, and my thing is, if you're not vaccinated, you can come hang out with me, but you got to put a mask on. And then I have people say, well, I don't want to wear a mask. Well, unfortunately, for my health, I can't let you around me if you're unvaccinated and you don't have a mask on. I mean, that's just me having to protect my health so I can take care of my family. But I still tell those people, I love you. It's just if you won't wear a mask and you won't get vaccinated, I can't, be within 6 feet of you until this weird thing goes away. If you have a vaccination, bring it in. If you're wearing a mask, come on over. If you don't want to do either of those things, I wish I was healthier for you, but I'm not. So those are the things I mean, people have a right to maintain their own boundaries, but I still don't judge those people. I just go, I love you, but I have to love you from way over there. You have to go outside and down the street. And I'll celebrate Thanksgiving with you on my Zoom. But you know what I mean? Like, that's what I had to do just for my own well-being. But I still go, I love you way down there, but I love you anyway. Right? So anyway, let's find a way to love each other through this. Like I said last night, at the end of all this, it's really the only thing that's going to matter to us is did we love each other through it. We may not agree with each other all the time, but can we love each other through it anyway? And that's the real question that we all have to sit with, above and beyond all the other questions. Can we love each other anyway? I love you guys. I really do. And so it's 3:10. I'll be with you at 4 o'clock today for session 3. We're going to journey together. Have your journal. If you don't have the journal, have a journal, okay, and a pen. We're going to do a little bit of automatic writing today. Not super crazy. We're not going all the way. We're just going to first base. We're just going to first base. We're not doing a home run today. Real automatic writing, it takes hours and you go into a trance and you have to open a circle and do all these things. We're going to open a circle today, but we're not going all the way down. We're just kind of going a little bit in. I want to give you a little sense of what automatic writing is about. So we're going to breathe, we're going to drum, we're going to write, we're going to open our throat chakra, we're going to speak, we're going to articulate and express. It's going to be really good. I'm glad you're excited. Vox would be perfect today if you have it. The perfume from your kit is ideal for today. Anything that makes you feel good. Today is about comfort because the more comfortable you are, the more open your throat chakra can be. So I would just say whatever makes you feel really good and open and expressive, anything that makes you feel loved and held would be perfect for you for today. But yeah, we're just making out today. We're not actually doing it. Hate to disappoint you. Well, we'll see you then. Thank you, Alexis, for being here too. I'll see you guys at 4 o'clock for more. And thanks to your spirit guides for letting me in today. If you liked the deck, by the way, this is it. I don't get anything for telling you that, but sometimes people ask what the deck was. Life Loves You by Louise Hay and Robert Holden. And I'll see you at 4 o'clock. See you then.